All right, guys, here we're going to talk about episode 4, season 1 of The Punisher.
I like that we say season 1. It's very optimistic.
Well, there's going to be more than one season.
I know.
Most assuredly.
Happy.
All right, so this episode, it was interesting. My favorite line of the episode was always get American.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. I feel so shitty when I feel so good about that sort of shit, but I'm so happy about that sort of stuff. Oh my god, there's a scene in some war movie where someone's like, are all the American pilots as like, awesome as you guys? And he's like, someone like, oh, fuck yeah, fuck America. Oh god, we're fucking saving the world. Hold my coat. In fact, don't hold my coat. Fuck you. It's my... Oh, I love it.
The van that Micro steals, which we don't see again... I don't think that episode. I think he's then immediately not in that car. But that
Isn't
van...
that the truck?
Was it? It didn't look the same to me. Regardless, that looked very reminiscent to what I remember from like the cartoons and comics and stuff.
Oh, the van he takes from there.
Yeah.
Right, because he hijacks the truck from the drop. Yeah, okay. No, yeah.
So that
didn't
will
even
be,
really
I
catch
think,
the
like
van.
the van, like
That's
where he
the
does
van.
cool shit out of.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll jump to that. We got to see like a fucking operation happening.
Yeah.
Right? We got to see some shit.
I don't know how much like a lot of that made sense to me. Because why did they even need the car?
Okay, because the shit... So, I like this show a lot. I like a lot of the acting and cinematography. But we're getting into like a realm of like unacceptable convenience or like coincidence or whatever you want to call it. Where there's some shit happening now where I'm like, okay, I'm on board show. I will stick with it here. But this is weird, right? Where you're like,
well, because they solved this whole mission pretty much based solely on the fact that he like jumps off a bridge and then they doctor footage and they mess up the mic so they can't tell what's happening and they are away. The car that they hijack is not being watched, presumably at all, from any other eyes. I don't know where these snipers were or how far away that was from the eventual drop, but it just seemed very convenient, and they're in like a city with no other humans in it. And the moment an operation goes awry, you'd think there'd be helicopters up, there'd be cars cycling, where things would be happening, but none of that happens. A weird street race happens for no reason.
That was so like the street race was kind of cool, so that was kind of fine. I'm not like against you doing that, but like okay, it's the warehouse district, so there's no cars, I guess. Okay, right? And
like no cars parked in the street, no cars driving,
there's no cars at all.
Nothing.
It's really weird.
The city that never sleeps is a lie.
Well, the city's not sleeping. All the cars are out having fun, being awake.
I guess.
No, I don't. It
struck me as very odd.
Like, I don't even know if they threw in a line like we cleared the area, because even that would be suspicious.
How would that make sense?
Like if you're there to sell the weapons just because you are, you'd be like, wait a minute, where are all the cars and things, right? So this has to just be natural, but that doesn't. It's very weird. And I feel like I didn't care about this in like Daredevil or like other shows where it's like, where's the things? But it was very, because there's so much road.
It was so pronounced.
There's so much happening on the road that it's so weird that there's no one there. I like that Micro was like, I'm gonna make them deaf and blind and this, and he has all of his things and all that stuff. So it was nice.
Technologically,
to see.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was nice to see
the physical things that I thought was. I was like, what the hell?
It's crazy. I think that they're getting out of the way, just establishing what Micro can do and what Punisher can do, just so that we can like move on with it and have them do like more interesting off the beaten path like stuff, because that's cool, right? Because it isn't like they slowly, and now Micro has this trick and now he has that trick.
Yeah, he dumped some cards.
And it's just like threw all of his fucking things out there, which is awesome, because now we can have like monkey wrenches into like the works, because if they can just do this, they could just do anything seemingly, right?
Presumably.
So like
if you can directly attack the FBI, I think you can attack almost anybody.
So they had to like establish something there. But yeah, no, physically it's crazy, because when he jumped on, like onto the truck, right? Because like when you're watching it, you must have, like me, been like, oh, okay, so he's gonna do this. Oh, okay, the footage was looped. Okay, as a flamethrower, that's kind of a risky maneuver.
The flamethrower part also I thought was super dumb.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, all right, what? So because that would have worked with anything that's not as dumb as a flamethrower, like a simple gun.
But then he couldn't have said you're either gonna get really hot or really wet. But yeah, weird to have a flamethrower. I don't know the logistics of a flamethrower.
Well, my problem with it mainly is the biggest complaint he has is we don't have any guns. We need guns. Oh God, we have no guns. And then it's like, well, we have a flamethrower.
Well,
we have a pink Daisy rocket gun and a flamethrower.
I gave him that like the flamethrower was like in that truck already. But
why?
Because that's the gun truck.
It's low. It's full of fucking gas.
That's what I meant by like the logistics of a flamethrower, because I think they have to be like primed and pressurized and loaded, and they have special stuff that's probably not with the stuff. For the other thing, they were like, well, there's no ammo. Or there's a lot of things here where I'm like, I don't know about this, guys.
Now that a lot of this episode felt like where I'm like, huh. That seems like some Bush League shit. Like, even like after like, okay, we just plowed a truck into Miss what's her face?
Madani.
Medina. The first Medina. Madani.
I'm so
whatever
bad,
her name
I'm
is.
so bad at this.
The first thing like anyone ever tells you
Madonna,
after a horrible accident, don't move the body. And he's like, won't let the head rock back and just carry her off.
So
granted, it was gonna explode, so it was like move her or she dies.
Okay.
But the way he moved her, it was so rough.
There was a scene in Mystery Science Theater 3000. They're watching some movie and someone's injured or something like that, and then like a guy is like carrying the girl and like running out of somewhere, and she's moving around and like flailing around, and like I think Tom Servo was like, yeah, try to move her neck as much as possible. That's what we should do here.
Yeah.
So now whenever I see anything like that, that's my first thought is, move her neck as much as possible. Good. Fireman's carry. Good choice.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
He seemingly leaves her bleeding out and dying.
I know, it's great. And he's like, stay out of my way. And you're just like, okay, fine, cool.
So now they know he's alive, 100%, because she recognizes him.
Literally, from his like things. We should fill in the gap there, right? So, speaking of coincidences and conveniences, somehow Micro is able to position the truck in a way where he can hit this like very fast sports car exactly right out of nowhere.
He just had to be plowing down this drive at just a lucky angle. And it's impossible.
And like it's kind of like, well, he's probably hacked and knew or so. Like how?
He's using the street cameras to figure out where she is and the GPS in her low jack, and he's just got her. Like uses carrot of 2, hit the right trajectory. No,
I don't know if they're ever going to explain that, or
they're not. It's done.
Does it bother anyone else?
No.
I don't know why, but that bothered me so much because at that point, like we're almost at the end of the episode, and the whole episode, we'll get into more stuff, has weird, convenient plot things where I was just like, what? Okay, now what? That was like my last.
Well, obviously it's because her car wasn't American. That's why. That's why she dies.
Okay, exactly. And he was in a nice, strong, boxy truck.
Yeah.
And a nice American truck, and just immediately, like
that was a Ford built for tough.
Like endangering the mission and endangering the payload. Like Frank didn't even like it, right? So like all things considered, I really like.
He got his hands dirty, though.
Okay, but honestly, right? As someone who does not get his hands dirty in my own life or like whatever, that's a major concern because you have no experience with dirty hands. So you don't know how and when and to what degree to apply dirty hand activities when you do get into them.
Like if you drove too fast, you could die. If you drove too slow, you would miss.
Well, or even just like because Frank seemed really upset because his thing is about punishing like the bad people.
Yeah, and she's not a bad person.
She's not like one of the bad people. So like and they had this great thing where he's like grabbing him and he's grabbing him, his face and all this good shit because they're really, he's like, got my hands dirty, just like you want. I learned it from watching you, like all like upset and shit like that, and that was really cool because in a lot of movies you have like a nerdy character or like I'm the hacker, I don't know, fuck, I have to get the things, and then like when it comes time to throw down, all of a sudden they're like judo chop and I've banked the bullet and I can do all these things, but like Micro, it seems like we'll have like the shaky hand and like listen, I can't, this is not, the gun's just for show.
Yeah,
right?
he's vomiting just
I
like it because the smell got him. I'm like, that body died a minute ago. Was he just a smelly Russian?
People defecate immediately upon death.
He smelled shit before.
No, not Russian shit.
Not Russian dead shit.
Not dead Russian shit.
Were they even Russian? Did I make that up? Were they Russian?
Might have. I don't know. They were something.
Well, yeah, everyone's something.
Russian works in my head, so I will take Russian. But that's where the awesome always buy me. He's like out of all this, you take the Mustang and always buy American. I love his fucking gravelly fucking voice, and he says only the number of words he needs to.
Yeah.
And earlier the whole thing of oh, you're pissed off, good. Pissed off beats scared every time. And the camera how it lets him pass the frame and then stays on Frank while he's talking.
I like the one dude who was happened to be getting tortured at the moment.
Yeah.
And he's just alive now, and they'll just find him surrounded by dead people.
That's awesome. I like that a lot. I like that they're not on certain things, well, I'm the good guy, so now we have to, we have to let the bad guys go because we have to do this. But here it's we're kind of the bad guys. We're the gray guys. So, I'm not going to...
Why'd you kill him? I killed him for what he did to him.
Yeah, no, exactly. Where it's why'd you do this? And it's because of I didn't do that. And they had this whole, because he's...
Yeah.
I liked the line about, aiming the missile, and this is what happens and all that stuff. But I like that Micro can't hang with all this grim shit. Because he shouldn't be able to. It's not something,
Yeah, he's not a sociopath. This is the first time for him.
Especially compared to Frank, who has so much experience and so much training with his hands, so dirty. He's just so casual. And that's the thing, too, where someone else doesn't seem at all concerned about this, but you're wait a minute, what? How many more people are we killing tonight, Frank? This is crazy, right? And he's come on, get in the car, fuck you. And you're oh god, oh no, right? It helps him be nervous. And
you make a hell of a Marine, Red.
Hell of a Marine, Red. Oh god, I love that so much. Oh my god, it's amazing. But that's kind of the tale of them, right? We kind of, oh god, okay. The other continuing to work backwards.
Sure.
The other weird thing that this was the first thing I think that tripped my convenient alarm or whatever the fuck when he's well, I'm not gonna get the guns unless you help my wife with her insurance claim.
That's
and I was
retarded.
And while that was happening, I just sat there want
him to have sex with your wife? Is that what you're trying to do?
Was this really the best way to get him back there? Wouldn't it have even been better if he was don't go, but he went anyway? Or he went to fuck with him to make him do the thing? You could have taken the same elements and made it this thing where Micro has to deliver this ultimatum. You go help her with her surcharge? I can't just wire.
He's not a dumb guy. He's actually specifically told to be a very intelligent man.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't notice, this Punisher character here, he's a tough, strong, good-looking man.
See, he's everything I'm
good
not.
with his hands. My wife hates me. Endor thinks I'm dead. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should not put these in the same room together. It seems like he's good with my kids. You know what? I think I'm making a mistake.
You're their new dad. No, your whole family's gone. You kind of need a new family. You don't seem to like me. You almost killed me. Good, get over there right now and sign those papers. That's insane to me. Can't you just hack money from some foreign account into her account or something like that?
How much could the deductible even be?
Nothing. It's totally fine. That house is huge. Everything's fucking fine. She's probably getting a pension from his presumed death. I hate everything so much.
I don't know if she would, actually.
Because he was dirty, right?
Yeah,
that's true.
I assume she gets nothing from that.
Did
I would have liked them to establish that she's a
hurting?
waiter or something.
Right?
They should have been oh, she's doing this. Oh, that money would really fucking, oh, God.
I was just going to say, had they established that she was hurting for money or something?
It's hard to say because it's a TV show. She could be poor as hell, and they're just well, the set's rich.
I'm sorry, the set was already used for some other show and set in California, and we had to use the same house. No, I don't. The whole thing was so weird. So then the whole time, all the stuff that's playing out that I didn't hate was happening. I just had in the back of my head wait, is this what? Why? Okay, fuck. Because Micro shouldn't even want, and Frank shouldn't even want them to ever talk again. Because it was already this crazy risk, right? Because something could happen, and she might see him and not Micro later because they have to do something protect her from bad guys. Because now it's getting too close. Some weird shit has to happen, right? So she should have never seen him without the beard and stuff like that, and it should just have been this weird thing. Wait, Pete, is that you?
Yeah.
Hold on, fuck. And she's wait, are you?
He goes, and the beard comes back instantly.
And she's wait, are you the Punisher? And he's I can explain. Some weird shit. Not
I've been known to punish.
No, I do some punishing on the side. I moonlight as Punisher. But not just to have him go back and reveal his new look to her and get into more trouble with more conversation where you could fuck up and accidentally do something or whatever.
Yeah.
The whole thing was so fucked.
Now, like certain bits and everything in the superhero world is kind of like that. There's bits where I'm like, that's kind of forced. That was unnecessary. This is blah, blah, blah. But by and large, we have a lot of good stuff. While I liked a lot of parts of this episode, I think I equally disliked other parts for being unnecessary or like, I wouldn't have done that. But it's still the best we have at the moment, and I'm fully enjoying it.
No, 100%. I liked a lot of the conversations he had with because like the one kid's like a little shitheel, and the other kid is like, I think she had like a YouTube video open and was like trying to like fix the garbage disposal. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. But they don't even mention it, and he's like playing, like fooling around and stuff, and I was like, this is awesome. And he is like the ultimate anti-Micro, like as like a husband and a man and all that stuff. So I'm like, this is nice. This has a nice, because like he knows Micro can see the whole house. His fucking giant screens there, so he's doing this to goose him as well.
Does he know?
And stuff. Yeah, he can see. I
thought Micro every time has been like doo-doo and like controlled.
Really?
Out. I don't think he knows there's cameras there.
Shit, that's fucked up. Well, that changes everything, and I'm much more into it now. Because if Micro's harboring all these things, like I know what the fuck you're doing, motherfucker. That's awesome to me.
Well, I don't think Frank is the type of person that would ever even be secretive about it. He'd be like, "Yeah, I did that."
No, I know.
Fuck you.
No, I know. But he doesn't know that he knows he knows.
Up top, Micro had sex with your wife.
We smashed. Do you have let's put it this way: do you have a camera in the bedroom, and the kitchen, and the living room? It's like, oh God, what, Frank?
Yeah, tour around the world. What?
We fucked at every room of the house.
What else happens in this episode?
Well, speaking of like what type of person Frank is, it was also slightly, not super, but slightly ridiculous to me now that he's like a con artist level conversational, plying for information, baiting and like evading topics guy. He's also the Punisher, but also like a Le Mans level sports car racing, driving, Fast and Furious guy.
That's just about being an American
all
man.
These things or
that
whatever.
Just happens.
I don't know. It was it's getting a little weird how good he is at all these things. I can believe it. It's fine in isolation.
That one doesn't take me back at all because it's still. It's like a skill. It's like a thing. Like if you're like an Olympic caliber soccer player, right? Like you're gonna be pretty decent at football. You're gonna be pretty decent at baseball. Just like the same skills apply to a lot of these things.
No, and that's what I would have said is like, well, he's such a good soldier because he's so good at certain types of thinking and certain types of like whatever you want to call it, like the hand-eye coordination and the reaction times and all that stuff. So those skills should like port over to other things. But he hasn't been like practicing driving. And I have to believe, is like a race car enthusiast because that's her car, right? So she's fucking around or something.
For the plot, yeah.
I don't know. So I'm like, okay, so like something like that. I like that at one point she was like neck and neck with him, and he's like, what the fuck? And like drives or whatever. But it was still weird that he like bests her in a game of Chasey Kari or something. But I don't hate it alone.
I didn't think it was that weird because I took it as not they're both these trained professional whatever. I took it as both like, okay, they're normal people with cars, and he's better than her. Like if you just take two random people to the go-kart track, neither one of them are experts, and one of them is gonna win.
No, it's true. It's true. It felt like it was supposed to be like a Fast and Furious or more like a Torque, like an awesome
that's
driving,
how they filmed it.
Awesome driving scene or something like that.
Wasn't Torque bikes?
But, I'm making up movies now. I have no idea what Torque is.
Pretty sure Torque was bikes, motorcycles.
Didn't see Torque. Don't want to see Torque.
He wants to see Torque. I think it was starring.
When you call Torque, you get Torque.
That's the bad guy.
Which one has Jesse from Breaking Bad in it then?
Jesse from Breaking Bad.
Drive?
No, that's the other guy.
Drive Angry?
No, that's The Rock. I forget which one that is, but that's not that one either. Torque came out in like 1999 or 2002 or something. Is that all of our thoughts on this episode before we talk about every racing movie ever made?
Fast and Furious 7?
Oh, yeah.
There was something. Okay, there's a whole other subplot. Good, I was going to say. I have to start making a short list, make sure we hit all the fucking plots. There was a motherfucking whole subplot with Billy and... no, not Billy. Wilson?
Billy the Kid?
Billy and the Kid. That's what Chapter 4 is called of our episode review. So it actually opens with this really cool sequence where you're like, wait, what are we digging? What's going on? Holy shit. And it's that kid that almost shot his dad as fucking digs a hole in the backyard. And like I liked a lot of this shit. This is where like the high points of like the acting and the doing shit, besides some of the conversations we've already talked about with Frank and his stuff. But like, oh man, him like he really sold it for me that he's fucked up and stuff like that. A lot of his mannerisms.
No, he was good digging this hole that like you think originally is going to be him throwing all the weapons in, and then it's like, no, he's going to live in that hole.
Yeah, when they cut to the bags, I was like, oh shit, wait a minute, he's literally, and like they don't even leave any ambiguity, like could this be a flashback, could this be a training thing, because they show you in like every shot, I think over his shoulder you can see like the house and the picket fence and like the fucking suburbia, and then just this cold like poof of like, yep, he's got the tarp, he's got the thing, and when he curls up he seems so like, okay. Ooh, I'm done now.
I think it's so funny because he's just in this hole. It has nothing, but there's like his like AK-47 is like against the wall. Like
rifle
he's like ready. Everything has to be loaded to be safe. Like
and like
you're in America, bruh.
Well, and like that was the weirdest part where I was like, oh no, like I almost shot someone. I can't deal with this.
You think you'll be like, I can't have bullets near me. Not like nah, just put me outside. Don't get rid of my guns, fool.
Let me have the biggest gun as close as possible and stuff. So like that gun being there too during the whole conversation with the Curtis, the dude that runs the group therapy thing when he came to visit him. That gun being in every shot too was like emphasizing for me. Where I kind of thought like something was going to happen, where they were going to be like, well, we can't let you do this in the backyard. You have a fucking gun here or whatever. So, or whatever.
And then, like, he aces, like, all the tests. He helps others pass the test. He shows teamwork and leadership.
Does really good.
And gets fucking sacked.
Yeah, and he gets, what did he call it? He, like, spiked me or something, whatever his term was. Because Curtis was like, you don't want this guy. He's bad. He's a bad egg. He's in the backyard. He's telling me to fuck off. I don't like it or whatever.
He's not the guy that I want launching my back.
Yeah. And this kid does not do well with that, and now we're going to be dealing with that or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is an awesome subplot, because I like how Frank being a soldier is not just like, well, yeah, there's good guys and bad guys who also have superpowers for no reason, or in my life. This is like topical. We're dealing with PTSD shit and like Iraq, Afghanistan war shit, and it's not being handled in this cartoony way.
Where do you think it's going to really fall like for him? Is because like originally it was like, okay, he's going to be on this team. We're going to find out that guy's bad. He's working for the bad guy's team. This is going to happen. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But it also it seems more and more likely that he's not a bad guy. But this kid now might fall in with the wrong element. Like, I need a job. I need a blah blah. These guys said I could do protection for them. Or like I don't know, something. There's got to be some reason he falls in line with this Punisher theme.
I know, and I'm a little lost on that because like you say, I'm still on the Billy is bad train. I don't know why, because like you said, nothing else confirmed it, but nothing else really denied it. I think they were kind of neutral.
I thought this was the perfect time to really display him being bad, where he takes him anyway, and he's like, all right, I got a job for you.
So what I thought was going to happen is that he like publicly sacks him, and then he's like, kid, wait, don't worry, like. They're just doing this Mickey Mouse shit. I need you for some real shit. We're going to go deep. We're going to go do some fucking awesome shit. And, like, that would have made me go, like, aha, or something like that. I'm 100%. But to not have that, because that kid's not, like, the only thing you can do now is have the kid be in a position where, like, Punisher's going to be like, oh, no, it's you? I can't kill you. But that's not the type of guy Punisher is. He'd be like, nope, you have hostages, I'm killing you.
Has Punisher even met him?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no, like, prior relationship to even play off of. Like, at that group therapy thing, maybe Curtis would know him.
Is he going to become his sidekick?
Yeah. No, like, Curtis knows him, and if he, like, there's no bad guy still yet, maybe, for, like, Curtis and them to be a thing that does something where it's like, no, that kid's there. He's having a messed up time. He can't do this or something like that.
Do you think Curtis is going to be like, Frank, I need you to talk to my boy. He's got problems. I think you could help him.
I think you can mentor him and train him. He's really good. Oh, shit. That would be good. Because their paths have to cross, right? We're not just doing this whole subplot for fun or for contrast. This is like something has to happen.
No, I don't think so. It has to be something.
And we're still early days, but
did you like? We didn't. I don't think we called out in the last one where he was first going to get the guns that we got the pink gun. That's the dude who sells things and everything.
Turk, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fucking Turk, and it was awesome. I love that he's this recurring character that just endlessly gets shit on by every single other hero. Like, he's having such a hard time. He's like a small-time, like, middleman criminal
Life's
guy.
hard out there for a crook.
And like he just so happens to be in the wrong city in the wrong year, and he can't turn left without some fucking person being there. And he's like, come on, fuck. Like, he has this attitude of like, listen, man, listen, I just fuck, all that stuff. It was awesome.
It's funny.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah. I think that's everything that I have to know in this episode. We got our Billy watch. We got our fucking
Billy
race car
watch.
bullshit. Yeah, it was a decent episode. I'm definitely looking forward to the next episode.
I did make a short list. Micro's gonna die.
Well, presumably that was my 50-50 was that was that either Micro dies or his family dies. You can't have both.
I forget why I wrote that down, but I decided for some reason that Micro was going to need to die or something like that. Some of how he's being portrayed or something, like he's out of his element, or that Punisher would actually now feel bad if he got Micro killed because he's coaching him and egging him on and pushing him.
Well, that's
and all
why
that stuff.
I think his family is going to die. Because if his family doesn't die, why would he not just go back to them?
Yeah, once this mission is over, I know. Yeah, or even now that Wolf's dead. Or
so in order to keep Micro in the game, his family dies. If he doesn't die, Micro leaves the game.
Micro has to die, and then what does Punisher do?
Continues punishing. He was punishing without him.
He will just continue to punish. Hopefully, he gets enough ammunition from this mission.
Yeah.
Ooh. And lastly, he's really playing guitar.
Yeah.
So
didn't we know that already?
No, I mean, like John Bernthal was playing guitar. Like, I can look at his hands, and those are the notes.
I assumed he was playing because it wasn't anything complicated. Like, he wasn't like shredding.
No, exactly. But a lot of times, even for that, they do some tasteful cutting. And whatever episode had the flashback to when he was out in like the war, they kind of cut away in a way that I was like, maybe he's not really playing that guitar. But here, he was actually playing the guitar. It was literally doing it.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. He's playing the guitar. Let us know.
As an expert, I feel like I should share my expert opinion about guitar.
Let us know in the comments below if you think he could play the flute. And
clarinet.
Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.